Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. And this week we're going to talk about a seasonal affront to my very nature as a stylist. Now, this is a common thing that you will see everywhere, and I don't approve. I just don't approve. That's all there is to it. And this thing that I refer to is the must-have list for seasons, wardrobes, you name it. They exist for all sorts of purposes. So I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why they are kind of useless, and then a couple of ways that you can make them useful. The first thing about must-have lists is that must-have is a very direct blanket statement that covers everybody. And the problem with this is not everybody must have all of these items. For example, the one item you will see on pretty much like every classic must-have list for all wardrobes, etc., is the white button down. Now, you can probably see from the expression that was just on my face how much I love a white button down. I don't love white button downs, despite the fact that I would categorize myself as having some classic elements to my everyday style. I hate white button downs. I have a couple of button downs, but they're not white, and I don't use them I use them in a lot of different ways. Point being that the white button down is not for everybody. My stay-at-home mom friends, they don't need a white button down. They're not going to be comfortable in it. They're going to be constantly worried about getting it stained with messes from their kids and, you know, chocolate little fingerprints all over it. It's not something that they need. And this is why must-have lists are a real problem, is because it sort of creates this perception that when you see this list, and they're really playing on your FOMO, your fear of missing out, that you're going to look at this list and you're going to rush out and buy them, these items, because, you know, you're looking at this list and you're thinking to yourself, oh, well, I don't have a white button down. Oh, I don't have this, you know, basic cardigan. Oh, well, I have plain white tees, but none of mine are white. I have, you know, mauve or black. And that is perfectly okay. Must-have lists, and we're headed into spring, so I've already seen, you know, at least 2 or 3 must-have lists or upcoming trends that everyone will be wearing. And that's really a bold blanket statement, again, that everybody probably isn't going to be wearing or may not be wearing. And there's various reasons for that. Like I mentioned, that they don't necessarily match your style. So anytime you see a must-have list, which we'll talk about in a few minutes here, take it with a giant grain of salt. The second problem that I have with must-have lists is it doesn't allow for an individual to build their own style. If you know somebody who is a slave to the must-have list, then you know that they constantly shop and don't really know who they are. One day they might come in head to toe looking like a runway model who just stepped off of her shoot in Paris in something, you know, very flowy, and, you know, we're headed into spring, so she's got her sunglasses and the matching coordinating bag, and like copy paste right out of a magazine. And these trend chasers haven't really been given the chance to develop who they are style-wise. These lists don't really account for personal individual tastes in style, only what they think will be the hot items. And don't get me wrong, there are some trendy items that have shown up as a trend and or a fad, and they hang around long enough, and eventually they turn into more of like a classic or a staple, if you will. Like skinny jeans kind of showed up as a bit of a fad, and now it's the staple. You know, everybody's got them. And granted, other styles are coming back in. That's a completely unrelated side note. Skinnies are not like the only thing everyone's wearing, but they started kind of trendy, and over time they've been really adopted by a lot of different types of people. And you see a lot of people wearing skinnies, not just the trendy, trend-driven must-have listers. One more problem with must-have lists is that it creates a closet overwhelm. So, like I mentioned, there are the must-have listers who every season will look at lists and go out and buy all of these pieces and add them to their wardrobe, or rather closet, I should say. A wardrobe are the things that you actually wear, and must-have listers will only wear things for that season, and you may never see it again. It may never see the light of day again, actually. And by purchasing these items every season and having a habit of shopping for whatever magazine editors say are the must-haves this season, you create a really unrelated and non-cohesive, is that a word? Non-cohesive things that don't go together well. Mix and match is not really a possibility for you when you have all of these different pieces and nothing goes together. It's very one note, you know, this is a look, like you buy a whole look rather than buying pieces you can make a look with, or pieces that coordinate with other things in your closet to make a look. You just have a closet full of looks, and they don't necessarily jive with you. But then you run out of space in your closet, and you find yourself walking in every morning looking at all the things you own and saying to yourself, I have nothing to wear. And while that isn't the case, you have a closet full of pieces, you don't love all those pieces and they don't represent you, so you don't wear them. So first and foremost, you want to have an idea of what your personal style is. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have a written out definition that says, I am romantic and preppy. And while you may have that, that's great. What you really need to know is, what do you vibe with? So if I were to put up pictures right now of flowy, I'm into flowy, flowy pink dress that somebody paired with combat boots, which is a big trend right now, the feminine mixed with the masculine and edgy touches, those are big things right now. You might look at the overall vibe of that outfit and go, oh, it's like strong and yet still a little girly, but totally casual. And I can get down with that. That means that you have a good sense of what your style is. If I follow that outfit up with one that uses the combat boots still, but then also layers in a tailoring piece such as a blazer or a button-down cardigan, you may look at that and go, oh, that's not me at all. And that's okay too, because that also means that you have some sense of your style and what you vibe with. So if you're looking at these must-have lists and they have all these bright neon pieces and you're like, wow, these are so loud, it's not me, that's great. Because then you know that this season's trends don't suit your style and there is nothing that you need to look for. Now, on the other hand, you can take these pieces using neon, say for example, and you think, wow, those are so loud, that's not me. You can still take bits of the neon and incorporate it into your wardrobe. So maybe you get a pendant that has a little neon detailing to it. Or you do your nails with neon colors, or maybe like a neon accent nail. Those are little things that you can do just to show that you're still current with what the trends are, but that you're incorporating them in a way that makes sense for you. Another way you can use must-have lists is an idea generator. The same way that you would surf Pinterest or Google for outfit ideas, you can use must-have lists to do the same thing. Especially the classic ones that'll say like classic pieces every woman must have in their wardrobe, yada, yada, yada. A lot of times they will explicitly list multiple ways that you can use an item. For example, the white button down. Now, while I personally mentioned I don't jive with a white button down, you can use it in a lot of different ways to layer. You can put it over things, you can put it under things, you can wear it all by itself. It goes with jeans and skirts, and you can find them in a variety of styles with a variety of details. You can get, your standard white, really fitted white button down. You can get them oversized. You can get them with lace details. You can get them in silk or satins with embroidery. There are a lot of different ways to look at it and see if there's anything about the piece that does fit your lifestyle and does represent who you are or who you want to be stylistically. So with that, you can take these lists and generate ideas for yourself. And they will also show a lot of outfit photos with that as well. So you may see 2 or 3 different photos with styling ideas. Now you want to make sure you know what's appropriate for your body type, and that also jives with your style, because you want this to enhance your appearance, not detract from it. And you can take this into your closet and look at pieces you already own and think, okay, how can I use this piece in a way that complements my style and is adding something of value to my wardrobe? And if you go into your closet and you find less than 3 pieces or less than 3 ways that you can use it, then it's not a must-have for you. If it's something that you think, oh, well, I would wear that, and you can only come up with 1 occasion, then it's probably not a must-have for you. And with that, I want you to remember now, when you're looking at these must-have lists, 1, make sure that it fits your style. 2, find ways that it's useful for you. And 3, remember to keep a level head and don't let FOMO control you, and don't buy pieces that don't represent you or will take up valuable space in your closet for only a season. A must-have is only a must-have if you must have it. So that means if it's something that you wear every day, like your tried and true skinny jeans, and you go into your closet and reach for them at least twice a week, then it's a must-have. So when these lists come out, which they already are this season, look at them and glean colors maybe that you might like to try out. Look for individual pieces that maybe pique your interest and that vibe with your overall feeling of how you want to look, and use them that way. Don't feel obligated or pressured to go out and buy all of these things every season when they don't speak to who you are stylistically.